Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. This album started as a simple idea. You know how that goes. I was like, I'll just make a small mini album, something quick, something chill. And then Graphic 45 said, what if I added puppies? And Cardboard said, what if we made it sturdier, chunkier, and more dramatic? And suddenly I am deep in a craft spiral at 2 a.m., surrounded by paper, scraps, glue on my fingers, and my heart completely stolen by cartoon dogs. So, yes, this happened. So, I feel like mini albums are the unsung heroes of paper crafting. They're small, but they are the main character energy. They're perfect for gifts, for keepsakes, decor, or just something you keep flipping through because it just makes you happy. And when you combine a mini album with puppies and Valentine's vibes, that's not craft anymore. That's emotional support paper. Okay, so let's talk of supplies, but in a fun way. So this album is made using Graphic 45 design paper, which if you know, you know, I love this paper. Cardboard for the base and structure. And I really want to pause here and appreciate cardboard for a second. Cardboard is humble, is strong, and is always there when the chipboard is expensive or missing. And honestly, it makes this album feel solid. Like you could drop it, don't please, but you could. And then Graphic 45 paper, though, is the paper that does half of the work for you. The colors, the patterns, the vintage charm that has, the fact that every page already has looks like it belongs in a storybook. I didn't fight the paper, I let it lead, and it led me straight into Puppy's Valentine's land. The idea was to make something that feels sweet, playful, cozy, and just a little bit nostalgic, like something you imagine on a grandma's coffee table. But my grandma really loves dogs and Valentine's Day. So each page is meant to feel like a tiny moment, almost like flipping through a puppy's diary, which, yes, in my mind, exists. Okay, so let's talk about the cover because the cover, I think, if it just sets the expectations. And this cover is basically saying you're about to see something adorable and you will not leave unchanged. The cardboard base gives its weight. The graphic 45 papers gives it that romantic vintage look, and then the barn and the puppies. Oh, and I love how the Valentine's elements don't scream cheesy. They're soft, they're warm, they whisper love instead of yelling it. This is the kind of album that makes you smile before you even open it. Now, this is where I slow down when filming, and you should too. This is a Savor the Moment album. As I flip through the pages, I want you to notice how the patterns flow together, the colors stay cohesive, nothing feels rushed. Some pages are more detailed, some are more simpler, and that's intentional because if every page screams for attention, your brain gets tired. These pages take turns being the star. One of my favorite things about this album is how interactive it feels, even though it's not overly complicated. There are little flaps, layer elements, tuck spaces, nothing too wild, but enough to keep your hands busy. And cardboard really shines here. It lets you add layers without the album feeling like flimsy or warped. This thing has a structure, like emotionally and physically. Let's be honest, the puppies are doing most of the heavy lifting here. There's something about dogs and art that just hits differently. They make everything feel like softer, kinder, and more innocent. And paired with Valentine imagery, it's impossible not to smile. Every time I look at this album, I notice a new detail, a tiny expression, a pose, a little heart tucked somewhere. It's the kind of project that rewards slow looking. So this album isn't just cute, it's versatile. You could just give it to a partner, a friend, a kid, a dog lover, or keep it for yourself. It's romantic without being overly romantic, sweet without being sugary. And honestly, it feels timeless, not tied to one specific year or trend. I want to say this for anyone who's watching my channel right now and is intimidated about mini albums. This didn't come from perfection, it came from play. I cut, I layer, I adjust, I change my mind. However, graphic 45 paper makes experimenting feel safe because even when you messed up, it still looks good. And cardboard is forgiving. You can trim it, reinforce it, reglue it. This album wasn't rushed, it was enjoyed. And I think you can feel that when you look at it. Projects like this remind me why I love crafting. It's not about trends, it's not about perfection, it's about creating something that makes you happy to hold. This makes me smile every single time I flip through it, and honestly, that's enough. So, yes, this might actually be the cutest Valentine's craft ever. A mini puppy album, graphic 45 paper, cardboard base, maximum charm. If you're thinking about making one, do it. If you're thinking about putting in your own spin on it, please do. And if you're just here to enjoy the cuteness, welcome, stay a while. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, crafting, chatting, and appreciating tiny paper puppies. And if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and tell me, are you a puppy Valentine person now? Because I definitely am.